So JPEG Mafia is my favorite artist of all time, and you may know it if you've seen my previous videos about him. He dropped a new album around 6 hours ago, and I listened to it twice, and these are my first opinions on that album. This video is not scripted. I will just be talking about my thoughts on the album in general after my first few listens. That's it, as I usually do every single time that he releases an album, because I'm fucking insane. And yes, this is my mic stand for today. Aren't you fucking embarrassed of watching this video right now? I lay down my life for you. Also, the cover art is pretty sick. I really like it. Genuine, like, it's probably one of my favorite JPEG Mafia cover arts recently. I love it. 14 songs, 41 minutes. It's a hell of a good album. I really liked it. I always really enjoy JPEG Mafia projects. There are barely any ones that I don't like in his catalog. Some people thought that it was going to be just a rehash of the Scaring the Hose style and sound, and I get that, but at the same time, I wouldn't have been disappointed either way. I would have still really enjoyed it, and I would still have been fine with it. But no, we dive into some completely different territories with this album, and it's really an enjoyable listen if you are fucking sick in the mind. And I loved it. I loved it. So the first track is I Scream in This Mirror Before I Interact with Anyone, and it's a very, very strong opening track. Like, it's just pure violence. Same goes for Sin Miedo, track 2 on the album. I like both of these songs, like, a lot. uh, some of my favorites on the project. I actually really enjoyed all of the songs here, except for maybe one. We'll get to it. But I'd say that I like the more violent tracks, like the more abrasive experimental hip hop tracks, over the second half of the album. I'll get to it. I'll get to it in a second. So I'll Be Right There has a very cool sample opening, and the verse from Peggy is very, very good. Yes, I'm looking at the lyrics. It's Dark and Hell is Hot is a pretty solid song. It also has a very cool sample, like a very unusual one, and a nice kind of introduction from Freaky, which is always a great pleasure. I'd say the sample on this song might need some getting used to, because it's kind of weird. It's kind of unusual, even for Peggy standards. Like, I don't know Portuguese, but I have no idea what the fuck this shit is saying. Then you have New Black History featuring Vince Staples. Wait. I am absolutely not a Vince Staples fan by any means. So the fact that this song featured Vince Staples was already getting me very hyped up. I love his verse. Also, I love how the song starts with the same exact sample that Vince Staples used in the track Senorita from Summertime '06 in 2015. A sample from the Future song Covered in Money. The fact that Peggy rehashed this sample use from the Vince Staples track, I think that Peggy is as big of a Vince Staples fan as I am, probably. Don't Rely on Other Men, which has the second Freaky feature on the album, is fucking amazing. It may be my favorite song on the album just because it's so fucking abrasive. It's good. It's good. Like, I really enjoy this song. It's probably my favorite on the album. It's just so violent. Vulgar Display of Power, again, great song. And Ex-Military, which is it's not a song. Ex-Military is not a song. Ex-Military is a movie. I don't know how this man managed to do it, but in a 5-minute song, he packed so many different sounds and styles that it feels like you're listening to an entire album from start to finish in the span of 5 minutes. It's really good. It's one of my favorites on the project. Also, it's one of the most unique songs on the album as well. Jihad Joe, wild fucking song title if you ask me, is short but sweet. I really liked it. And JPEG Ultra featuring Denzel Curry is another 5-minute centerpiece, and I don't really enjoy this one. Well, at least I do like it. It's a good song, but I guess that the parts where Denzel Curry and Peggy are just like yapping in between the verses are kind of too long, and they take away a little bit from my enjoyment. But again, I might have to listen to it more and let it grow on me, because I listened to it only 2 times before making this video. The last 4 songs on the album are very unique because they are so laid back and basically chill JPEG Mafia. Actually, I would say sad JPEG Mafia. This is some of the saddest shit that this man has made since the Ghost Pop tape. Either On or Off the Drugs is really good. Oh my god, the writing on this few final songs. It's so good. It's like genuinely so good. Loop It and Leave It is also really good, but I feel like out of the last four is like the one I remember least. Don't Put Anything on the Bible is another amazing song because it features Buzzy Lee, which means singing. It came out of nowhere and I really enjoyed it. Last one is I Recovered From This. It's so good. Like, it's a genuinely amazing. It's a good album. I always end it like this, like it's just a good album. But no, I've thought about something that might put this album in a different light for some people. So if you have been a long time listener of JPEG Mafia and know about like his older projects and some of the themes that he was talking about on them, you definitely know about his crusade against the white people that stole black music, especially like racist rock and metal singers. I cannot fucking wait until Morrissey dies is an example that comes to my mind, but also Operation Kill Stormfront, the 27 Club, and there are many more. Like the original version of the 27 Club has a fucking vile verse against Lemmy Kilmister. Oh, again, Lemmy from Communist Slow Jams, that's another one. If you know about how much he disliked and how much he basically hated those people in those albums, you can kind of appreciate this one differently. Because on this album, he fuses hard rock elements and metal elements into his usual experimental hip-hop style. And the result is a very refreshing take on rap rock and rap metal. The sound of this project is really unique. I'm trying to say that this album is effectively JPEG Mafia's revenge. So after basically bullying hard rock singers and Morrissey, he is now taking their own genre back into his own hands and molding it into something new. This is the peak of JPEG Mafia's career. I feel like JPEG Mafia is finally getting his own shot at revenge by basically remodeling the hard rock and metal genres by fusing them with hip-hop into something completely new. This basically marks the end of JPEG Mafia's revenge against those people and against those genres that he always felt deserved more. And I think that he has done it in the best way possible. I don't know if this is some sort of unhinged interpretation of the record, because these are just my thoughts on it. This is what came naturally into my mind when I was listening to it. And this connection kind of closes off what JPEG Mafia has been basically aiming to do his whole career. So yeah, this album is incredibly good, and I don't feel like rating it right now. I don't feel like giving top 3 or worst songs by now, because I've listened to it just not enough times to fully form an opinion, but these are my first thoughts about it. This video is pretty long. Excuse me for the terrible location, terrible lighting, terrible microphone stand. Fuck. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, which is probably going to be a full-length review of another JPEG Mafia album. I won't say which one, but it's one of the older ones, and that video is in the works, has been in the works for over like 2 or 3 years. I finally got around to recording and editing it, and thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts about the album in the comments.